Hey y'all, Joyce here, certified health and nutrition coach. Thanks so much for stopping by. Welcome to the new year, and it is January. So for those of you who want to try dry January or just experiment with mocktails, this is the video for you because I'm going to share with you 10 things you need to make a menu of mocktails. Let's get started. First thing you need is fancy glassware. So behind me are all my glassware.
Moscow Mule, chalice, juice glasses, whiskey, wine glasses, coupes, and champagne glasses.
The second thing you need is actually a bar set because it is a mocktail, so all that is missing is the booze. But for mocktails, it really is about presentation and fresh ingredients. So you'll need a shaker, a bar spoon, a muddler, a juicer, some tongs, a wine opener, bottle opener, a strainer, and lastly, a coil strainer. So these are two different things.
And I almost forgot, you need the jigger to measure your liquid in.
Special shout out to my brother Dan of dance classes Zumba Extraordinaire. Check him out on PayPerFit. I put the link in the description below. Shout out to him because he gifted us this wonderful bar kit. It's super deluxe. The third thing you're gonna need are some fresh herbs, okay? So my favorite is definitely a rosemary because how it smells. You can also torch this for more advanced mocktails or cocktails, and it is also really great for a garnish. The fourth thing that you'll need is some fancy ice cube trays. This is made out of silicone, making large blocks. There are also ones that are making tiny little blocks, so they look like crushed ice. They're made out of octagons. There are spherical shapes as well, ones I've seen that are rose molds. So there are various different types to make your mocktails really visual and appealing. The fifth thing that you'll need is a strong seltzer, okay? So I really love Topo Chico because it has the strongest fizz and it lasts for a long time. I am not getting paid to do this, to mention them, but maybe sometime in the future. The sixth thing that you'll need is some fresh citrus. So I definitely recommend orange, lemon, and lime because it brings some freshness, some sweetness, acidity, some sourness. So you can really play around with so many different mocktails with them. The seventh thing that you'll need are some fresh fruits and vegetables that complement mocktails. Now, it could be fresh, whole fruits, or it could be also juices, okay? So really play around with it. You can use pineapples. It really depends on the season. The eighth thing that you'll need is some sugar. So it could come in sugar form like this, and actually use this ingredient in two of my mocktails in my last video. There are mocktails for New Year's Eve, so link is above and in the description below. Also, sugar can come in syrup format. So this is agave, and it's really great because it dissolves in cold liquid, unlike honey, which is also a great ingredient, but you'd have to dissolve this in warm or hot water over a stove, making a simple syrup, okay? And lastly, you can have some fruits in syrup that you can experiment with. This one is wild cherries. There are other fruits and syrups that you can try. The ninth ingredient is something super surprising, and that is vinegar. So you can use apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar, red or white wine vinegar, and any of these new vinegars out there in the market to make shrubs. And that is a mocktail that we'll be experimenting with next week. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you know when it's out. The final thing that you need to make any mocktail are whole spices. So I have cinnamon, juniper berries, cloves, and star anise, and there are others out there that you can experiment with. And if you have, please put them in the comments below. There is a bonus ingredient I want to share with y'all, but I didn't include it in the top 10 because it is somewhat controversial, and that is bitters. So I'm sorry, full disclaimer, I had no idea it actually had alcohol in it until my husband told me. It actually has 44.7% alcohol, but it's very minuscule because you're only using dashes, okay? But if you are concerned about the alcoholic content, nonetheless, no worries, there are non-alcoholic bitters out there in the market. That wraps up our video on 10 things you need to make any mocktail in dry January or anytime during the year. If you have any questions, I'd love to know. Please put them in the comments below. Stay tuned for next week while we continue on exploring mocktails in dry January to take you through the entire year. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share, or hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have, thank y'all so much. See y'all next week. And until then, remember, you deserve to be happy and healthy.